Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another weekly craft vlog. Hope you're keeping well. Really appreciate you clicking on my video. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. So these weekly vlogs are just a place where I can come and just share what I'm working on. It's been pretty much knitting for the last few months, but things are going to start shaking up very, very soon. I am itching to get some crochet done. And this week, oh, I've got such an itch, we are going to be getting up in my craft room at long last and sorting it out. So if you are enjoying these type of videos, please do give me a thumbs up, consider subscribing. Drop a comment down below what you're working on. So before we get started, go grab a cuppa. If you're working on something, go grab that and just sort of either knit along, crochet, sew along, whatever it is you're doing alongside me. And yeah, let's have a lovely week together. So, my intro this week is going to be different because I finally got less projects. If you watched last week's vlog, which first of all, apologies because I don't think it was really a vlog per se. It was more an introduction and then a roundup at the end of the week, and I hadn't actually vlogged anything in the middle, so I'm so sorry. It was just a really short week for working on, and it was just a bit, there was nothing really happening. But this week, yeah, it is going to be lots of different things in there. So I'm only carrying on one project over because I had 2 finished objects last week. Woohoo! So before I show you this, just really quickly, if you want to follow me on any of my other social medias or anything, obviously you can follow me here. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's absolutely free. I have no memberships or anything at all like that. I do have an Instagram page, which I will try really hard at being better at posting on. Here's a QR code. I am Woolly Coo Crafts over on Instagram. I have a Facebook page as well called Woolly Coo Crafts. That's it there. Again, there's not much on there though, but please do follow me on there and you may just spur me on to be better at sharing. I've got a TikTok called Woolly Coo Crafts. There's a QR code for that. And I do have a Ravelry page, and I am fairly good at keeping my Ravelry page up to date. So if you follow me on Ravelry, I'm called Lady Marcea. And I have all of my projects on there. If you follow me and look at my project page, I list all the projects I've done. I've got my finished objects, my current whips. I'll let you know what needle sizes I've used, the yarn, and like my start and finish dates. It usually includes photos and some notes as well. My phone's dinging like mad. What's my watch? There's nothing exciting. I was just wondering in case someone was trying to get hold of me. But yeah, on my Ravelry, yeah, I've got all of the things on there, and I do keep project notes as well. So I've also got a list of favourites and cues, although I do think I need to probably sort through them a little bit. But yeah, if you're on Ravelry, let me know. Just give me a follow. I will come and follow you back. And I love looking around other people's profiles just for inspiration as well and things like that. Oh, that was a quick introduction. Right then, let's whiz on. So my first project that I am working on this week, can I get it finished? Maybe, is the Musselburgh hat. I'm knitting this for my husband. It's been on my needles for ages, but I am finally getting there. This is a pattern by Ysolda Teagues. It's such a brilliant pattern. If you haven't knit it before or heard of it before, go check out. Everything's linked in the description box down below. It's on my Ravelry notes, as I say, so you can click through to the patterns on there. It is a paid for pattern, but it is such a clever hat design. You can use any yarn, any needle size. It then has a formula. You pop it in, you measure your stitches per inch. It tells you how many you need to cast, increase to, and then you knit for so long, which it tells you how long to do for that. And then you start decreasing. It's like a big long tube. It folds in on itself to create a double layer hat. You fold the brim up there, which creates a 4-layer hat over your ears. Super snuggly. I'm knitting mine in Yarnsmith's Merino Sock Superwash Wool in the shade Rainy Days. There's not much left. You can pretty much do it like with one skein. It's like fantastic. So yeah, this is a 100-gram ball here. It's 400 meters, 437 yards, 75% merino, 25% nylon. Yeah, it's a superwash and it's fab. And this is where we're up to. I'm so happy. I feel like I'm just virtually there. I really think I've probably got another centimetre to do, and then I'm going to start doing, it'll be literally just that up, just the decreases. It'll be mirroring that. I put a red marker on, which kind of was when I had about 50 grams of wool left, so I knew about my halfway point was. That was my marker from last week's start, so we're going to move that to the beginning. I had a little marker here, this yellow one, where I just wanted to do another couple of a few more centimetres on. I'd kind of like worked out roughly how much more I wanted to do, so I'll leave that in place just to give myself a little visual. But let's just move the progress marker down so I can see where I am. But we are literally, I think we're going to get this finished this week. I need to try and focus. Focusing my time on projects has really helped me, rather than just skitting about here, there and everywhere. I think this last sort of like 3 weeks or so, I've really sort of started focusing, and I've managed to finish things. So I've finished my linear socks. Then last week I finished those vanilla socks as well, and my sweater finally. And I think just by giving myself like a little focus project, it has really, really helped me. Let's just move this progress keeper here. Same progress keeper, it's only a little light bulb thing. So there we are. We'll see how far we got on, but I'm just hoping we just get it finished. What was I saying? Not really sure. But yeah, oh yeah, it's just that, like, having a focus project is just really helping. But I do like to have like a pair of socks or something in the background too. I've been finding this a bit boring. However, what has helped me so much the past 2 weeks has been the curling on the Winter Olympics, and it has given me so much more knitting time, I think, to what I'd had. However, that has now gone, so it can probably be back to normal life, with the exception of this week my husband is away all week. He's going to be back Sunday evening, so I'm going to have loads of knitting time on my hands. So I'd love to have this finished for him getting home. So we will see how I get on with that. I have got a new cast on, so you won't have seen this yet because I rounded up last week's vlog last night when I got back in. I've been away in Glasgow the weekend with the girls. So I wanted to like wrap up that video, but then I just didn't want to sit and work on the hat last night, and I didn't have any socks on the go, so I thought I just really fancy getting a pair of socks on the go. I thought, what will I do? So I've got some of this Drops Fable yarn. I really enjoyed knitting with the Drops Fable last time. So this is another sort of self-printing yarn. It's in the shade 162, which is, I think that's very imaginatively named turquoise print. I've got two 50-gram balls, so I've got 100 grams to use. It is a superwash treated sock wool. So each 50-gram ball has 205 meters, 224 yards. It's 75% wool, 25% polyamide. So I went looking on Ravelry for some socks to knit, and I just did a pattern search, and then I did hot right now. So I searched what are people knitting, and it came up with these socks here, which are called the library socks, I think, from memory, and it is by is it Kitchen Sink Sock Shop? Kitchen Sink Shop. Knitting Kitchen Sink Shop. I can't remember. I'll put it on the screen. I literally looked just before I started filming, but I'm sure it said Kitchen Sink Shop. Anyway, so it's a free pattern, and I think if you have made a pair of vanilla socks and you're okay with that, and you want to just do something with a little bit more interest, but you're still not feeling very confident, this would be a great pattern. So far, so good. I've not gone very far with it, but as you can see, it's just like, well, actually the picture that they've got doesn't reflect the pattern, because on their picture for the pattern, it's only got the pattern on the instep, like on the front of the foot, and then the front of the leg, whereas the pattern actually shows you it, or is actually written for it, so the whole leg is in the pattern. It's a dead simple pattern. It's a 4-row repeat. just like a couple of rows of knits, a couple of rows of something else. I won't tell you too much, but it is free. Go check it out. So I cast on last night 64 stitches. I did a 2x2 rib, which is what the pattern calls for, only 15 rows. And then I've started on the leg, and as you can see, it's just coming on. So you can just see it's just got that slight textured pattern here. You can probably work out, those of you that sort of seasoned knitters will pretty much be able to work out what the pattern is. But it's a free pattern. Go check it out. I'll link it below. And this is coming on really quick. And I think I've already done 12, maybe 14 rows of the leg. So yeah, but it's knitting up really nice. I'm keen to know what it's going to knit up like. There's a few like nice little colours and things in here. I was really pleased that I managed to get on the cast on like the top of the cuff on this one. I've got that really pale turquoise, which looks really nice. So yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure if it's going to be like pretty much all turquoise with a couple of flecks of colour, or if it's going to be sections of different colour throughout it as I go. So we'll see. But I kind of like turquoise. It looks nice. We'll see how this goes this week. I'm imagining I'm going to get on fairly well. I want to try and focus now more on the hat. Having this is helping me because now I feel like I'm cheating on the hat. I feel like I'm being an adulterous knitter. And so I'm ready now to pick up the hat and do a little bit more on that. But it's just nice to have a couple of things just to go between so I don't get completely bored and burnt out with one single project. So yeah, well, that's 10. Oh, I've done more than that. I've done 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I think I'm on to like row 16. It's coming on super fast. But I think that's going to be lovely. I think it's going to be a nice sock. And the pattern you can see there just looks kind of textured. I think because it's called library socks, I think they said that when they did it, it kind of reminded them of books stacked up on a library shelf. So that's why they're called library socks. Lovely. So yeah, that's it. That's my introduction of what I'm working on currently. I did actually get a couple of things from Amazon, which arrived just before I went away, so I didn't share it in last week's vlog. I'd hoped they were going to be here a wee bit earlier. I was thinking about, obviously, the World Cup's coming up, and I'm in Scotland, so I was thinking about making just some like little friendship bracelets, like blue and white, or like keychains or wristlets or just something. So I ordered a few things quickly on Amazon. I can link everything down below. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I'll probably share them on my acquisitions at the end of the month. But I've got these little football beads. So they're quite cute. I don't even know what I'm going to make with them, but watch this space because hopefully I will be making something that's not knitting. I got some little alphabet beads in blue and white. So there's like loads of little things of these. And I thought they could be quite nice just for little friendship bracelets, like doing names and things. Children might quite like them as well, like little stretch bracelets, or maybe just sort of like some little macrame ones with the names in. So I've got some of those. I got some thistle charms. Can you see them? Let's have a little look here. Can I get this open? Have I got any scissors here? I have. Bear with me. So I thought, again, these could be quite nice for dangles on bracelets or keychains or whatever. Wristlets. I don't know. I had seen someone, now I'm going to put a picture in. If anyone knows where I can get beads like this, let me know. Because I really want them and I can't find them. I've tried searching online. But they basically look a bit like a stone bead with a white cross on. You know, like for Scotland. Right, let's have a look here. So this got to just come off, I think. Right, let's get in. Okay. Good grief. I'm having to just destroy it just to be able to get in here. Okay, right. Are we in? Are we in? Good. This was only going to be a quick look. It's all going to be a bit disastrous. All right, so they're in a little bag. Let me get one out. See what they look like. Look, they're not bad, actually. So just like little thistle charms. They're not heavy or anything. Whoop! Where did that go? They're not heavy. And they're both like engraved on both sides. So yeah, they're quite cute. And then what else have we got? What's in here? I don't even know what I've got in here at all. Let's have a little look in this one. We've got, what's this? Oh, some little football charms, little football beads. They're quite good. Just sort of trying to think about just look like topical things to make. I got some navy cord. Maybe get some white cord. Did I get white as well? I might actually have some white up in the loft. We'll have a look when we go up in the craft room. But I got some navy cord. That was quite a good buy, I think. And then I hadn't realised these were so big. I thought they were more seed bead size, and it's my own fault, the pony beads. But I might be able to use them for something. But I got some blue and white, but they're way bigger than what I thought. They're just like the plastic beads, so I'm not massively a fan. They're ginormous. I might have a look. I'll have a think about whether I can do something with them. I probably can. Maybe like wristlets or something might be okay. I don't know. We'll have a look and see. But I was probably wanting to be on these seed beads, and I just wasn't paying attention when I placed my order. Okay, that's just everything we've got there from Amazon. I'll link them all down below. Yeah, as I said, this week we're going to be getting up in the craft room, and I want to organise it quite a bit, and then I'm going to start trying to organise my yarn. I want to know how much I've got, because I'd kind of like to do like in my beauty stuff, I do like shop my stash and things like that. I'd quite like to do more like a stash busting series, starting to get down all the things I've got. I'm trying not to buy any more yarn / wool. I don't know when it became so Americanized now, calling everything yarn, when I've always called it wool all my life. But yeah, I don't want to be buying any more wool if I can help it, unless it's for a specific project. So if I'm making a garment for myself, then I'm going to allow myself to buy, like, you know, whatever wool I need to be able to make that. But I really want to start, I've got so much acrylic up there, so I want to do lots of projects, using that up. Maybe things like granny square bags, like maybe like Kindle covers, book covers. I've seen a few things like for glasses holders and things which look dead cute. I want to do some amigurumi, and maybe some baby knits using some of the acrylic. That's really good as well. But I want to just have a look, remind myself what I've got, try and catalogue it a little bit, eventually get it onto Ravelry. But at the moment, I'd just like to know how many grams I've got in total. I think that's going to be outrageously high. But then we can start to have like a running total of how many grams I've got. And at the end of each month on my monthly roundup, we can deduct the amount of grams that I've used up, that you know, completed items, deduct that from my running total, and just try and get that down and track it, and just sort of hopefully see it coming down month by month. If I buy anything, obviously it'll add on and it'll go back up. Don't know if to do like a separate video series for that, or just to incorporate it into this, what I'm already doing. I don't think I need to have multiple playlists particularly. Let me know how you'd like it to go. If you want it just in my normal vlogs, if you want like a separate video just for that, I don't know. I honestly don't know, but I just know I want to do it. So yeah, let's have a really good week. I will be filming lots hopefully this week, especially because we're going upstairs and just trying to do organising. I'm mindful as well that you're all like busy, so I'll try not to have massive like time-lapse sections and things like that, because I know sometimes when I obviously watch YouTube videos as well, and I need to try and think what it's like as a viewer, and sometimes you don't need like 10 minutes of just like pootling about, do you know what I mean? So I'll try and keep them concise, but still enough information in them and things as well. Also this week, I'm wanting to start my next 52 weeks of sock. I have got a separate playlist for that. I've only got one sock on it so far. I'm trying to work through all the socks in that book, randomly selected. So it would be quite nice just to start my new process video of that. I'm just trying to like film a video for the specific sock to cover that, but obviously I'll be discussing bits about it in these vlogs anyway. But it's just like if anyone was to sort of try and knit that sock, there's a video with someone like just going over how they found it and any problems they had with the pattern and things, because I am a newbie knitter. So hopefully if I'm either managing to do bits or struggling with bits, then other people are the same as well. And I don't know. Anyway, I'm rambling, so I'll catch you in a bit. See you soon. Have a lovely day. Let me know what you're working on. morning. I just thought I'd pop on quickly and give you a little update about how things are going. It's Tuesday, so the next day. This yarn is sitting up so pretty. I've actually completed my first leg. I've done 60 rounds, so I'm about to start the heel flap. But isn't that lovely? I just think it's really nice. I think the pattern it's really textured. It's got a nice bit of I think it's going to fit really snugly, I think, especially because my vanilla sock I did that I finished last week in like the same brand yarn felt quite baggy on the legs. So I think like this kind of like almost like ribby effect is going to be like a little, just probably better for my leg and with this stitch count. But I'm really liking it. It's so quick, really lovely. But I'm kind of like liking the bits of pink in here, and there's just such a nice mix of colours. I think it's knitting up really, really nice. So we shall see. I think this might be the repeat from up here. So I think now we're working down to this bit again. It's always hard, isn't it, when it's like a new yarn, you don't know how it patterns. But I think that bit there is the same as this bit. So we'll be coming up to this little bit here now with this. But it's just lovely. Really pleased with it. So yeah, that's 60 rounds done on that. I didn't get up in the loft yesterday. I just felt a bit... yeah, I don't know. I think it's probably a bit tired from the weekend. And then I don't know, I just felt a bit... not 100%. I didn't have any dinner last night either. So I need to go out shortly to take my dad to an appointment. Then I need to go do some food shopping. So I'm not quite sure what time I'll be back. So I think maybe the loft situation is going to be tomorrow, but we've got all day, so that is going to be good. And I think I'll get up in the morning, just stick on like some joggers or whatever, a t-shirt, and we'll get up there and we'll get grafting. We'll maybe have a little look when I get back and plan a bit about what I want to do first off. And I might just have a bit of a rearranging actually maybe today when I get back. But we'll see. I hate saying I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, because if I don't do it, it looks like I've failed my plans. So instead, we'll just play it by ear and see what goes on. But yeah, I wanted to just show you that because I just thought it is so nice. It just shows you there's loads of great free patterns out there. But we'll see what it fits like once it's done, but it feels like it's going to be a nice fit. Right then, I'll catch you later when I've got something else to show you. Morning, everybody. It's Wednesday, so I thought I'd just bob in and update you on yesterday's knitting. So I was out with Mum and Dad. I didn't get in until nearly tea time after I'd done shopping and everything else. So the only knitting I got done was last night. And I did not knit on my sock. I was very good, and I picked up Glenn's hat. So my lovelies, I am on the decreases. Look. We're getting there. Oh, hang on, I've got wool everywhere. So yeah, you can see I've started the decrease section. I'm really excited. I've had to put this onto a longer cable. I tried to put on a smaller cable, but the actual needle lengths, I've got interchangeable needles, they just didn't seem to sort of work very well with the size of stitches that I had as we're decreasing down. So I've put them on a really big cable now. And what I'm doing is I'm doing travelling, is it called travelling loop? I'll show you in a little minute when I'm doing a bit. I'll do it overhead just to show you, just in case you haven't seen it. And it just makes it easier. I mean, I could go on to DPNs, but I just don't want to risk getting any laddering or anything like that. And yeah, I'm not about that life. So yeah, I'm doing a travelling loop, I believe that's what it's called. And getting down there, this should be finished probably today. I'm so excited. I hope it fits him after all of this. I think it will. I'm kind of looking like it's about, I think I'm anticipating this is where it's going to be when it's finished. So I think that's like my hat. And then if I kind of like, imagine that's sort of like a turn up, it looks like it should be about right, doesn't it? I'm so happy. It'd be great to have it finished from getting home. It's just been on my needles for the longest time. So yeah, that is the current state of play. I'm going to have some breakfast. It is absolutely awful outside. Let me show you this. For those of you that follow me, my other vlogs, you'll know that normally we see the sea. C is there somewhere. Can't see anything. Yeah, my poor birds are hanging on for dear life on the bird feeders. I need to fill up a couple of the other feeders, but I am not going out. Poor little birdie. Keep pecking away, Petal. But you can see it is a dreary day. You can't see anything. It's so misty. But never mind, it's a good day to stay in and craft. So yeah, that is the weather we're dealing with today. I'm so pleased I do not need to go out of the house. So my focus today is to get up in the craft room, start organising, even like the furniture, getting it in the right place. We'll have a little look and I'll show you. In fact, let's go up and I'll show you what I want to do. Because then if the loft ladder's down, I might actually get up there after my breakfast. Let's go and see what we're dealing with and try and come up with a plan. And hopefully now you'll find these vlogs a little bit more interesting. I really hope so. I don't want them to be just knitting. I want them to be kind of like a bit of everything that I'm doing. So yeah, and that includes organising my craft space. Do let me know if that's okay included in these vlogs. I think it should be. I think it just gives a little bit of variety and a little bit of interesting to see kind of what I've got. I've also been thinking, I don't know, I just had this thought. I thought I want to make my own beginning of round marker, like for my socks. And maybe each time I do a cast on, I might make a nice new like little stitch markers and things to go with it. So I thought I might just I always sort of do my beginning of round. I always have it as a gold. It's funny, isn't it? And then when I sort of split it, I have black for halfway. But I'm just thinking it'd be really nice to get like little turquoise, maybe get some little bit of pinks, just pull in some of these colours and have a really pretty beginning of round. I'm sure I can make one. They can't be that hard. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do today. And see, that's obviously to distract me from tidying my craft room. Okay, let's go upstairs. I just keep chatting. These vlogs are going to be like 2 hours long. Let's go and formulate a plan. This is as close an angle that you're going to get to me being a proper vlogger. So yes, please appreciate this as I pretend to be a vlogger. Oh, these stairs, the best thing we've had, honestly, put in. It's like a little room up here. It's like a little mini house. Off we go. Come on, come with me. Don't leave me on my own. Right, so we're up in the loft. I thought I would just give you a real quick overview, just for anybody that's new to my channel or who hasn't sort of seen this space before. We moved in here April 25. We've just had loads to do with the house, and my parents living with us for a couple of months whilst they were relocating. And so this space has been very much just got everything up, started organising it. Life got really busy, lots going on with the house and everything else. So it's just been forgotten about a wee bit, and it's a long time since I've had a craft room in a loft. Part of me just wants to take up a bedroom. We have gone from like a 4-bedroomed house with a large kitchen, a large dining room, to a 3-bed cottage. So it is smaller, but we don't need all those rooms anymore. I think we've probably got nearly as much floor space. But what am I saying? So yeah, so I decided to have everything up in the loft. But see, I do feel that's a barrier to me being creative, because I have to like get the loft ladder down, come up. So we'll sort of see how we go. But for now, this is where things are. So let me just show you. And it's really good. We've got a couple of rooms. Let me show you. I'll turn you around. So yeah, there's the loft ladder. So just come up. And it comes up and it's like this little inner hallway. And then this side is a really good size space. I have started getting things in, getting things organised. It's this window here, just making sure I don't have my dress out anywhere. This Velux window here is self-facing, so I've set my desk up under there, so I've got natural light, so that's really nice. And yeah, I've just sort of started putting things in, because we're up in the eaves, so we do have sloped ceilings. However, it's not bad. And I'll come right to this end. We've got heating up here. I've got power up here. It is done like a room. It's great. It's really cozy. I want to get it decorated. but it's a big space on this side coming through. Coming through. Sorry. Coming through. This is that little landing area. Now, this is the side I really want to focus on this week. I brought some more IKEA furniture up. I actually do have another wide Alex drawer downstairs, but obviously Glenn's away just now. So I'm going to just try and see how we get on for now and try and get organised a wee bit. So what I'm thinking, so we've got another Velux window here, complete with cobwebs. We need to have a wee bit of a clear out. Just get these, just put my desks. I was wondering whether to have one of the desks here. Again, just because it's under the window. I don't know. Potentially. I think it's each side is probably, I'll measure the space, but I think it probably won't matter whether on the left or the right. I've got a desk here, 2 drawers in, nice long desk, which I thought would be great. Maybe here. Depends if it impedes the door. I don't think it should. If it does, I'll put it down the bottom end. I've got I've got 2 small Alexes there with a top, so I can make a little desk there as well. I've got sockets again. I've got a radiator at this side. They're great. So, and I'm just wanting to, I've got most things unboxed, to be honest. So I think if I can get a bit of space, it'll be fine. Then I've got all my wool, 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 wool. Oh my God, loads of wool. I need to just get a wee bit organised and see, but it's actually not as bad in here as I thought. It looks like there's no room, but purely because we've just brought this furniture up a few weeks ago. So I need to just get that sorted, get it where I want it to be, and then we'll go from there. So I just wondered, like, it'd be really nice as well, I think, to have like a little filming area. Potentially I could make part of it into like a filming space. I'm wondering whether I should paint these walls before we get it set up, although it won't be too bad to sort here because I haven't got all of the cubes. Like on this side I've got a lot of stuff already in, but again I can just pull it out, get all this patched up, get it all painted, and it'd be nice. I've got a lilac tester pot to see what that's like. Anyway, that's the situation. I'm going to go get my breakfast. And then now I'm up, I feel productive. But I do want to make a stitch marker. So that'd be something fun to do. I reckon it'd be dead easy. Right, I'm going to just show you how I do. I think I'm pretty sure it's called magic loop. So I've got a longer cable. So I am not doing, I suppose I could do magic loop, but I'm doing travelling loop. Just purely because it's just gonna be easier as this gets smaller and smaller and smaller. So the row I'm on just now isn't a decrease row, it's just a knit row. So I'll just show you. So at the moment you can see here I've got my needles, they're joining really nicely. I've got the excess cable here, and I do find it's easy, you know, even a longer cable would be fine. So I'm just going to start knitting until making sure that I'm in here. I mean, you don't really need to see what I'm actually doing as such, but just more the principle. So let me just knit across, and then I'll be knitting, and it'll get to a point where I feel like I'm running out of space here, that is getting tighter. So you just don't want to be straining your stitches, you know, putting extra sort of strain on them and stretching them out. So all I'll do, I'm just going to make sure this is all just on here nicely. And I'm just going to knit, knit, knit. And then if I start to feel it's pulling, I just move the loop along. I'll show you what I mean. Let me just move my stitch markers along. So yeah, I'm just going to keep on knitting. Right then, so now I feel like it's starting to just pull a little bit here. So all I do, I've got my loop here. I just move my loop along, just sort of bend it, pull it out between these stitches. like this, and then just pull that cable through. There we are. It gives me more space to continue with my knitting. And so in effect, I'm still like knitting in the round, but I can knit in decreasing circles without worrying about the cable being too short or whatever. It's just a really good way of getting around it. And if you're not happy with using DPNs or whatever, or sometimes it does get too small to use the small circulars. I could probably get small circulars on here now, you know, like what you use for your socks, but then it's going to get a point again where that is going to be putting too much pressure on it, because there won't be enough angulation for your needles to knit your stitch. I think that's what I'm kind of trying to say. You can't get round like that properly. And so yeah, I just keep doing this round and round and round I go. I'll just do another little bit just to show you. I'm sure lots of you will probably do this different ways. I mean, magic loop, you could do magic loop actually. I wonder if I can do magic loop with this. So, but you can see there again now, so I feel like I just need to move that along a wee bit. All I'm going to do is, again, I just bend it, start to work it through, and then it just pings in. So it takes a little bit longer, but for me, I feel really happy doing it this way. So yeah, that's how I've been doing it. Right, I'm going to crack on, get a bit more of this done. Yay! I'm so happy to be nearly finished it. Like, what a productive couple of weeks I've had. Oops, excuse me, I've got my little light because it's so dark. What a productive couple of weeks I've had. I've really focused, and I'm just so happy that I'm getting down my projects. I'm ready to start the next sort of part of my knitting and crocheting crafty journey, I think. So yeah, right, I'll catch you later, hopefully when this has finished or when we go upstairs. I've just got a brew just now, so we're just having a cup of tea, watch a bit of YouTube, and yeah, we'll go do something very, very soon. Right then, people, I have now had to switch to magic loop because I don't have very many stitches left to do. So I just thought I'd just show you very quickly just what I'm doing here. So I've still got the same cable size from when I was doing the traveling loop, but yeah, I've now just switched to magic loop. So this is going to be finished in no time at all. But I just thought I'd come on to say that's where I'm at. I've still got all my 10 million stitch markers in, just so that I know where I am. Oh, blimey. Just because obviously there's all the decreases which are sort of focusing around the 4 points. So, but yeah, it's going really well, and magic loop is the way to go with this, or I suppose DPNs, as you get to fewer stitches on your needles. I now know that this is going to be finished before lunch, so I'm just going to carry on, get it done. We'll get it finished, and then we'll have a little look at it. But it's just I'm so happy to have got this done. All of a sudden, it's just virtually finished. I can't believe it. It's gone super quick. So yeah, I'm happy about that. Guys, ta-da! I have finished the hat. I wanted to just come on to show you it because I know that quite a few of you that haven't seen the Musselburgh hat before have been really intrigued about how this is going to be a hat. So let's have a look. This was my cast on edge, and then, as you know, I've been working down in this long tube. I got to the point here, and then I've started my decreases. So the decreases, it basically is the same from one end to the other, is just a big tube. Now, this is in merino wool. So it is a 4-ply, as you know. It is thin. It's been knit on 3mm, and sorry, Glenn's just replied to me. I've just sent a picture of it to Glenn, and he just replied back going, yay! So basically, this is a really warm hat. it doesn't look like a hat. But what you do, because it's a big tube, you basically turn it in on itself. So I get this end here, where I've just finished, and I'm gonna stick it in on itself. So you've got to just turn it inside out. Well, basically fold it in half. So just keep your hand in there, work it round. I mean, I do need to block it and things, but honestly, I think Glenn's just gonna wear it. So we've got it like that, and you need to kind of just try to even it out a bit. It'll probably start to find its own way, and then fold up the brim, and there is the hat. I'm going to try it on. And then, so basically you've got a double layer hat, but you've actually then got 4 layers over your ears. I don't know if this is going to fit Glenn all right or not. He didn't want a very big beanie. This is the medium. I don't know if it maybe needed to be a bit longer, but it's my first one. But ta-da! It's great. I'm so happy. I can already tell this is going to be really warm over the ears and things. So we'll see. I have got this much wool left. So honestly, I was a bit worried it was going to run out. I think it could have been longer. Glenn reckoned when we tried it on, this is how he wanted it. We'll see how it is. Might have to stretch a bit in blocking as well. Hopefully it's going to fit him nice. You've got the option, you don't have to fold it down. You could have it as like a slouchy beanie. You know, it's completely how you want it to be. So the people that like to have slouchy ones, they could just have like that without a brim. You can also imagine, like, obviously if you did this half one colour, you could do the other half in another colour. So then when you turn the brim up, you can have a different colour brim. It would also then mean it's fully reversible. So the inside becomes the outside. So you could have like 2 hats in one. You can work out which way you like it the neatest. That's like my cast on edge there, is it? That's my cast off edge, but it's pretty neat, isn't it? And then that's my cast on edge where I started. So yeah, yay me, it is done. Hurrah! I'm so happy. So now I've only got one whip again, which are my new socks that I cast on the other night. So yay, I'm just so happy I finished the hat. What a successful couple of weeks. I'm so happy. Right then, let's make a start. Well, I feel this has been nowhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's not really sorted. However, let me show you. This it's definitely looking better. And it's literally taken like 20 minutes, half an hour, I think. So I've literally just popped these along the side now. Maybe switch these around actually, so the narrow one is at the doorway. And then I'll move this over. I do have what was I going to say? I've got some legs as well, and I've got another tabletop this size, so I could probably create another just desk without anything underneath it, just with the 4 legs as a separate desk. I've just got my resin and, well, some of my resin stuff here, and then just I've got a load of like card and bits under there. I haven't really cleared this top bit yet, but I've just kind of tidied it around. I've got all of my wool. It's literally, that's all my wool, so I need to sort through that. A lot of it's kind of sorted into weights already, but I just need to go through and then maybe think about how I want to store it. I quite like these little bags, you know, that I got from Temu. I think these are I quite like them because they're kind of sealed, but I can still see what's inside them. And then if I wanted to have shelves or whatever, I could just, I suppose, even stack them in like that. These are just bags that I got duvets in, pillows, that sort of thing. They're great because you can still sort of see what's inside them. I have got a clear box at the bottom, which is also quite good, and then you can stack them. I might order actually a load of boxes off Amazon, maybe to come, because I do like things being packed away, and then I could maybe sort of stack them. I don't know. I'm not quite sure how I want to arrange them. But I do kind of like them being kept dust free and things like that. So I'm just showing you a wall. I could really sort of take the opportunity to paint this wall, couldn't I? It might be quite nice as well if I had like a chair and maybe create a nice backdrop. I could maybe get a radiator cover here, just create a nice little backdrop. And if I did want to film up here, I could do that. I've got my ring light here as well from when I used to do all my beauty stuff. But really, virtually everything is unpacked, which makes me really happy. All I've got is, I've got punches and things there. Colouring books and some dies. This is just a lot of mishmash stuff. What's there? We've got stickers, paper pads. I think more paper pads. Scoreboards and things like that in there. That's just some games. And then over this side, it now needs just like finessing and tidying round and just organising tops. And maybe like the back side, I could maybe get, I don't know, something to go around on the wall, some shelves and things maybe to display some stuff. I don't know. But I mean, all this is like from like my paper craft days. I've got loads of ribbons. For those of you that might not have seen this, I've got all my, I used to do loads and loads of card making, so loads of ribbons. I used to be so organised, and I used to have a lot of vertical space, so it's really hard just having horizontal space. But all these used to be like stacked up on top of desks and things. But yeah, I've got loads of beautiful flowers. I've got loads of just all sorts of stamped images, got safety eyes. I could maybe utilise this. I wonder if I could paint this. I don't know. This was just left here in the house. Paper pads, bits and pieces, cardstock, all sorts. Glitters, cardstocks, loads of stuff. So much stuff. Inks, glitters, bead making, jewellery making, diamond painting, all sorts. Anyway, I feel like I'm a step closer. I'm feeling quite motivated. Let me turn you around. Yeah, I'm feeling really motivated. Now I've come up, that is not a mark on your wall, on your phone. I just feel really, really motivated to get on now. I've come up here and it's just, I'm so used to having a craft room downstairs. Years ago I had it up in the loft, but I've always had the space in the house. Now I have had a little thought there, and you know how we're getting the garage done, I am thinking I could maybe get like a bit of a craft set up downstairs, and then maybe create a, the only thing is with that, do I make my garage into a craft room? I'm getting bifold doors on it. I'm really tempted to do that. I'm very, very tempted. I'll have a think about it. But for now, this is fine. I think I just need to start doing and making, and probably once I'm up here, I'm fine. The thing is now is sort of getting towards spring. I'm going to want to be more, I just prefer like sunny areas. I don't want to take up my conservatory as my craft room. Well, it gets really hot in the summer, really cold in the winter. But also it's kind of like how we come in and out of the house, and it's actually not that big an area. But let me show you the garage and you'll see what I mean. People that follow my daily vlogs will know what I'm on about, but let me just show you now. Welcome to my garage, which is a work in progress. Glenn's been building the floor. Our electric doors have thankfully broken, so we're in the process of having bifolding doors made. Glenn rang and it cut my video off. And now this is a couple of days later, I'm just editing and I realised I didn't come back to tell you what I was telling you. So yeah, this is our garage, and there's a bit through there as well, like which is like a little workshop bit. So yeah, Glenn's been putting the floor in. The garage doors are electric doors, they're broken. So we're getting bifold doors made. We're just waiting for the builder to come, so we need 2 courses of brickwork at the bottom. Then they'll come and fit the doors. Then we can finish the floor, because then we'll just, I said, might as well just leave it for the minute. Then it's going to be floored. I'll get my matting on and stuff for the gym. But I was just thinking it might be quite nice just to have a desk down here because it's going to be like stunning views. I'll show you out the back what the views will be like. And it's just stunning. So obviously it's still a garage, it's cold and everything else, but in the summer, it'd be a beautiful little place just to come and sit and craft. I think it'd be really light, beautiful views out there. Still, obviously it's just gonna be my gym as well, but I thought it would be quite nice to have a little bit just to sort of craft in, or just to like a desk. So if I'm working on anything, I can even bring my stuff down from upstairs and do it. But let me just show you the views out the back, what they'll be like. Right, I am stood in front of my garage doors and this will be the view. So as you can see, amazing. It might be great to eventually get a craft shed in this corner, maybe. And that'd be even better because then I'd be looking out across the water. Stunning. I'm going and it's just started raining. Yeah, but cracking views. You can see why I'd like to have a little area in there. This is a conservatory and it's just not very big, but it's a nice little space, but it's not massive, and it's just the way I come into my house. Whoops! Here there, I just dropped you. But it is nice as well to sit in here sometimes. Morning, it is Thursday. I thought I'd just pop on really quickly to show you my progress on my sock. Check me out, I've been so good at checking in this week. So I've turned the heel and I'm now doing the gusset decreases. This is my only whip. Like, what's going on? Now I'm so pleased. You know, sometimes you've got like your self-patterning yarn, it just falls really well. So I have changed the heel. It was like it was just going to be a stocking stitch like heel. So I just thought, nah, because I'm really liking this. I want it to be able to last. So I changed it just for a slip stitch heel, flap and gusset. But look, it's worked out really nicely. And then this like little two-toned bit ended right at the corner of the heel, and then it picked up as it turned the heel with this part, and then as it's rejoined the foot, it's picked up the green. It's honestly, I can't believe how well that's worked out. So well. So yeah, that's coming on really nicely. So I'm just on the gusset decreases, and then it'll just be plain sailing along to the foot. I do need to take my mum to her doctor's appointment today. So that'll take me out the house for a few hours, just by the time I get there, take her, then get back. But I think I'd quite like to maybe get my next sock cast on, well, or at least the wool selected for my 52 weeks of socks. I do remember when I did the random generator for that, I don't think the screen recording's saved. So it's whether I can like pull it up from the last video, maybe just sort of copy it from there, or if I just randomly select a new sock. It's like no big deal really, so I'm gonna have a little think about it, what I should do for that one. And then I want to get back up in the loft later, I think, and maybe start looking at my wool and try and get that organised, just see how much I've got. I might just take a little notebook up and like have a page for like DK, chunky, that kind of thing, and then just sort of write how many grams of each I've got. And then I do want to try and like track it this year, how many grams I've got, how many I use up, and then what gets added in, and then like start this from now on, like going forward each year, just sort of keeping an eye on it and just trying to use up my stash, because I have got a lot. And eventually I'd like to obviously just use more of that acrylic up and then start replacing it with like wools that I want, or maybe just like maybe be a little bit more thoughtful about what I'm buying. I almost bought a load of Drops Fable from Wool Warehouse, because I think it's down to about 160 a ball. They're like the 50-gram balls, and there's all like the self-print ones, and honestly I just think they knit up so nice. There's so many different ones and colourways. I was really tempted just to pick a few up, but then I think they'll always have sales on and they're always really affordable, and I don't need it right now, but I want it. So yeah, let me know what your favourite sock wool is. And I kind of want something that's more hard wearing. The merino one that I used before, the yarn smiths, it's really nice, but it just seems so fine. I'm just worried it's going to go through. I don't know, I might knit myself a pair of like just like ribbed, maybe 3x1 ribbed socks maybe, and see what that's like. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I just want to come on and show you that. So I'll catch it all later when I've got something else to show you. I'm taking these books back to the library. I've just kept renewing them just because it's only part-time hours at our library, so it's really difficult to get in. To be honest, the only thing I'd be really tempted with was this little gnomes book. They had some really lovely gnomes in, and this might be one that I get out another time. Yeah, they just had some really cute ones, and yeah, really good instructions and that. So it looks like a nice book. Not sure how much it would be to purchase, but that was nice. The rest of them I weren't that bothered about, but anyway, it was nice just to get them out and have a little look. I'm gonna take them back now. It's a reduced iron. Hello, it's Friday. Just touching base with you all, seeing how you're all doing. I did a thing. I nipped into the little wool shop because they have obviously all the little bargain bins, just that I'll have a little look. And they had this cotton. Now, I've not used cotton before. And it's King Cole Cottonsoft Crush. It's a DK weight, 100 grams. So in each 100 grams, you get about 229 yards, 210 meters. This is in the shade... It says they're smoothie, so I don't know if that's a shade, and it says 2437. But I thought this might be really nice to make like a market bag, crochet a little bag or something. I've seen like Passionate Kelsey has done like a lot of market bags, tote bag kind of thing with cotton. So I thought maybe give it a go. Purple and white. Could be quite nice. So I picked up 4 balls, absolute bargain. Yeah, meant to be £5.25, only £2.90. So you can't really say no. So I picked up 4 of them. They will go into my when I do my yarn inventory, they'll go in there. And yeah, but like I haven't used cotton, as I say, so and I quite fancy crocheting something a bit different. So I wasn't sure how many balls it would need for a bag. I figured it'd probably be more than 1. And then I thought, well, maybe, well, I could definitely get 2 bags out of it. And maybe a 3rd. I don't know, but I'm going to have a little look on Ravelry later and have a look. But otherwise, hit me up with any of your favourite cotton patterns. Pop them in the comments down below. I'm going to make a brew. I'll catch up with you later. We're going to go upstairs. I want to do the my little project keeper thing, my little stitch marker. Last night I did a bit. I'm now nearly halfway down my foot. So, not bad. It's coming on nicely. And that's my little update for now. Hello! I am up in my loft. And I was going to make a stitch marker, progress keeper thing. So, I've just been having a bit of a shufty round. And I can't find all of my jewellery making tools. So, I don't know if I've unpacked them yet. I've got some little wire cutters, but I actually can't find everything else, so I think they might still be packed. So I'm just gonna scrap that for now, I think, just because I don't want to spend ages up here just looking for that. I think I'll probably find it naturally as I'm tidying up, but a progress keeper will be coming in the future. I'd actually made a bit of a selection of stuff that I was going to put on them. Got my wire, I had some charms, I had some really nice little like some beads, but then also I got some crimp covers, little findings. Oh my god, I've got so much stuff. And then had some really nice little focal beads that I thought could be lovely, and some charms. I said charms. Anyway, we will just leave it for now. It's made me realise I need to start coming up here and spending a bit of time, I think, up in this room. Let me just try and, can I turn this round? This should articulate a bit. I'm just trying to work out how to do it on this. I don't know. Anyway, I need to be up here because I'm up here, I'm like, oh. So I really want to get sorted out now. We may have a bit of a day tomorrow sorting out. I brought my wool up so I could match it and colour match it and get something cute, but 'twas not meant to be. I do think though I need to just maybe spend an hour up here tomorrow and start sorting a wee bit. I think I'd quite like to get this desk cleared. Well, if I could get all this part cleared first, because yeah, originally I was just not sure. I was struggling with not having the vertical space behind, you know, like the tops. So, but now I've got that other side sorted a wee bit. I think I can maybe get organised, sort of, potentially. But I'm looking at stuff and it's like, I found all this stuff in here. I'm like, this is the danger of Temu, isn't it? So I've got all of these things. Was I going to be making lanyards? Was I making wristlets? I've got no idea. But I've literally got loads of this stuff. Tell you what, I could make are like amigurumi sticks and maybe open a little Etsy shop. I could maybe do like stitch markers, amigurumi sticks, I don't know, and get using some of this stuff. But I've literally got loads of stuff. I'm absolutely crackers. Honestly, I am doolally. They're quite cute little bits of fruit and things here. Yeah. But I can feel there are some more crafts coming on the horizon rather than just knitting, which is very exciting. I'm kind of wanting to crochet something, I'm not going to lie. So I think I'm actually going to just have a little look on Ravelry just now, find something I want to crochet, and then I'm going to just come up and just select some wool and get started. So, I mean, I should probably do like a market bag. I can maybe just do a market bag with that yarn I found. But then because I've now got 400 grams of it, I'm thinking, ooh, maybe I could make something a little bit bigger. I don't know. Ooh, what have we got here? Time for Kitchener. Sun. Let me move my light out of the way. I always use my little magnifier to make sure I don't split any stitches. There we go. I just need to sew in the toe end, but we have got a sock. I'll pop it on the blocker in a minute and get you in a better position. Right then, here we go. Let's bob it on the blocker. I should probably pop it on my foot actually, shouldn't I first? Make sure it fits. I have changed the pattern a bit. It's kind of like, so I've used the stitch pattern from the library socks, but I've kind of used like the sock recipe from Crazy Sock Lady, in that I've done like her heel flap and gusset and I've done her toe, because the toe for this sock I hadn't realised was actually quite a bit shorter. What I am thinking though is I probably should have just done the heel that was on this pattern, because then I could have tried it and seen what I thought of it. And I maybe need to start doing that in the future, is just actually follow patterns instead of me just changing them thinking, oh, this is the heel I like. Because this heel in the pattern might have actually, I might have liked it better, you know. So a little bit of reflection there. So maybe that's what I need to do. Okay, so that feels nice. I'll stand up on here. Will that make it easier? So, hang on a minute. I'll just do high kick. There we go. Hang on, let me try and show you this. Hang on. So there we go. It fits nice. Actually, I definitely did need those extra bits from on the toe. So yeah, I'm happy with that. It's quite a nice pattern actually. Yeah, I like it. And I quite like this length as well because I've got 15 rows of rib. And then I've still done my 60 leg. And I like that. My last sock I did 20 rows of rib. And I thought it was just a little bit too long. So I do think I like a 15 rib sock. Let's just have a little look here. So, yeah. And it actually fits quite nicely. My last one felt quite baggy, didn't it, on the leg? And this is the same brand yarn. So I think it just obviously depends on the pattern. It's quite nice, isn't it? You can see it quite well there. So it's just a bit more interesting than a plain vanilla, but super easy. I do wonder if I could even go up a little bit more on my foot length. I think they'll probably give a little bit though. They'll relax as I wear them, but they do feel comfy. And I like this wool. Let me put on the blockers. Right. So now I've only got one sock left to do and no other whips on the go. So I am going to... I've seen a market tote bag I'm going to do just with that yarn I picked up yesterday. So I'm going to get that cast on. But I also want to get my next 52 weeks of socks. Look. That's nice, huh? So yeah, you can see there, I've done, my rib is just up to that first marker. I've got 60 down to the purple for the leg. That's when I split for the heel. And then I've got 70 down to... for the foot before I start the toe. If I was to follow this toe in this pattern, it was just literally like the decrease round, knit round, decrease round, knit round, down to 32 stitches, and then you had to kitchen that off. So you had like 16 on the front, 16 on the back. But I had misread the pattern anyway because it had said get down to... what does it say? 8 stitches. Hang on, was that right? No, it said get down to 16 stitches. However, I was at 8. Hang on a minute. I need to just get the pattern up. But basically, I forgot it was working on 4 needles in the pattern on DPNs. And so I had half the amount of stitches to what I'd kind of thought anyway. It doesn't make any sense. When I do my monthly roundup, I will actually read this and get it back to you in proper English. What am I trying to say? Yeah, I had decreased down to 16 stitches, as in, so I had 8 on each needle. But actually, it wanted me to get down to 16 stitches. Or 8 on each needle, but it wanted me to have 8 on each of the DPNs, not 8 on front and back. No, that's also wrong. I can now clarify because I've checked the pattern. It said to get down to 8 stitches on each needle. So in my head, I thought that was 16 stitches, which is what the crazy sock lady does, because she's working on like magic loops. You've got 16 stitches, 30 down to 32, 16 on each needle, then you've decreased down further. Okay, I've now confused myself. But on this pattern, it was saying get down to 8 stitches on each, 16 stitches on each needle. Oh my God. Take 536. This pattern says decrease until you've got 8 stitches on each needle. So in my head, I was thinking that was a total of 16 stitches because I'm used to just working on magic loop when I do my toe decreases. However, the pattern was written for DPNs. So it'd been 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. So it'd been double the amount of stitches. So yeah, it wanted me to cast off when there was 32 stitches on there, which for me that's quite a lot. Also, it meant my toe was a bit short because I'd done my foot length based on my foot length that I do with Crazy Sock Lady's sock. I don't even know if that makes sense. It makes sense to me. The point being, I needed to continue on then to decrease on every round after having 16 stitches on each needle to get down to the 8 stitches on each needle, which is what Crazy Sock Lady does. Okay, clear as mud. I can't finish this week's vlog like that. I just can't. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I've had no sleep last night. Can you tell? I don't think anyone can notice. I think I've got away with that. All right, but anyway, point being, it looks fab. Yay, another sock. So one more to do. It's a really quick pattern. I do like that. I like that stitch pattern. And it's a little bit more interesting than, like, say, broken rib or anything. And it does just look like a ribbed sock, but just with a bit more interest. Really like it. Right, lovelies, it's 25 to 8. So I'm actually going to sign off this week's vlog. I think I've got loads of content in this week compared to most weeks. So I'm really pleased that we've got quite a bit done. Got up in the loft. I've ordered some storage for my wool. Did I tell you? It should be here tomorrow. So that'll be in next week's vlog. I have cast on my second sock and I've just started the rib for that. And I'm going to dig out my crochet hooks and I think I'm going to start just like a little market tote bag tonight. I've seen a couple of patterns on YouTube, so I'm just going to have a little look through them again and just see if there's like a written pattern to go alongside it. But it look pretty straightforward. So yeah, I'm going to get on with that. So again, you'll see that in next week's vlog. We'll see what this is like. This is the yarn I picked up on sale yesterday. So that's it. I'd like to say, if you've made it this far, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to doing a few more bits. I need to find my jewellery tools so we can start making some stitch markers, progress keepers and things. And yeah, and just get my wool counted up so we can start doing like my stash busting series. Yay! Okay, guys, thank you so much. I love you all so much. Take care. Have a great week. Let me know what you're making in the comments down below. See you later. Mwah! Bye.